All right, good morning, guys. This is going to be a live stream to talk about the Ravens pass game and their Week 8 win over the Tampa Bay Bucs. The win has kind of thrown off everyone's schedule. The game has kind of thrown off everyone's schedule, being on Thursday night, ending so late. Myself, still kind of tired from the entire situation. Like me personally, I stayed up, obviously watched the whole game, try to do a reaction video. Let me know if you guys have audio. I appreciate you guys joining. I apologize for being late and getting this started. This is a kind of a unique one for me, at least. It's not a preview, so I'm just going to be going over what I think is kind of a path that the gameplay took in terms of our passing game. It's not just about Isaiah Likely, like for real. I'll have some plays in here about Devin Duvernay. Yolanda, good morning. Johnny, good morning. Dawson, good morning. Thank you. I didn't know if the audio was good or not, so I was prepared to restart this if I needed to. But again, this is not just going to be about Isaiah Likely and Lamar. It'll be about Devin Duvernay. Y'all know, I wish Devin Duvernay got the ball 10 times a game. But there's only so many plays in a football game. But that kind of actually goes to our strategy. And this is, I don't know. I'm open-minded to the point that we appeared to try to run as many plays as possible. We didn't necessarily do hurry up a whole lot. I know some of us would like to see the Ravens in hurry up mode more often. I got no problem with that. Having said that, somebody mentioned something to me last night. I actually went to a high school football game, and so that's why my voice is probably kind of going in and out. But someone mentioned something to me I thought was very smart. He said, "Hey man, they threw the ball 30 times in the first half. Think about it this way: if you make a big play or you get a first down or a touchdown or whatever, then great, you score. The clock stops. The clock also stops on all the incompletions, and that's just more plays, more snaps that the Bucs defense had to be on the field. And it sounds like that was part of the global plan. Now, I don't really care whether, how detailed the plan was in that regard. Like, for real, that's not the point I'm trying to make here. The point I'm trying to make is I think we all wish that Duvernay would get the ball 10 times. Likely we get the ball 6 times. Andrews would get the ball 6 or 8 times, maybe 10 in certain games. Bateman 6 or 8. Like, there's only so many footballs to go around. And maybe the answer is run more plays. So however we've got to make that happen, I'm interested in the possible solution. Let me put it to you that way. That's not going to be the main focus here for real. It's going to be basically, the impact the pass game had, the impact Isaiah Likely had, and some of his impact for real isn't just in the pass game. It's in blocking. He mentioned it. Man, the kid's got to be smart, man. He's got to be smart because not only did he block well, in Thursday night's game, but then he pointed it out on the podium too. I mean, that's a smart young man because he kind of like made his coach aware that he's aware. Hey, I blocked well today, coach. So if that's the justification for me not being on the field sometimes, what's the justification now? I'm not saying that was a conversation that actually occurred, but it was just interesting to me that Isaiah Likely pointed that out himself up there on the podium. So, Johnny, I'm reading your comment now. Oh, absolutely, Johnny. Yeah, definitely. I feel like there was multiple reasons why they threw the ball so much. I believe we ran 79 or 80 offensive plays. I don't know if that counts, if that includes kneel downs, but I'm just saying I think there was many reasons why they did that in the first half. Certainly ended up working out, right? Maybe in other situations it won't. And I think it does kind of speak to situational awareness by our whole team, coaching staff. That's been one of the things that I've had a problem with is situational awareness. And this appears to be an example of having a high level of situational awareness in terms of the game plan. We're going to get to the film here in a moment. I don't know if you guys, watch other videos, but I have to give a shout out to a friend that I'm working with who chooses to remain unnamed. And he's the guy producing all these graphics, and they are, shocking to me. They're amazing in quality. I'm not capable of producing them, so it's a blessing for me. But I have to show one that I don't know if you guys took a look at it. Actually, 2 of them. I did some videos last night. Like, out of all the graphics that this dude has created for me and for this channel, like, This one here is the one that is unbelievable to me. Not just because of how high a level Justin Houston's playing at, but just it's just so unique, man. And so I just wanted to thank the guy for it, even though I can't name him at this point in time. So, and then the other one, I don't know if you guys saw it, and we'll get to the film here in a second. So my apologies if this is, a little bit of a digression. The other one, I don't know if you saw it, and I don't know how old you are. Some of you might not get this reference, but the dude made this one, and we laughed for 20 minutes looking at this picture of Tyler Linderbaum as Debo in Friday. If you're old like I am, or even younger or whatever, and you grew up watching the movie, there's so many lines, so many funny lines in the movie. And we just thought that, we kind of went in there and bullied the Bucs. So, again, just a shout out from me for that person for making the graphics that have really helped my channel take off a lot and hopefully be a little bit entertaining and funny at times, all right? So having said all that, let's get to the film from Thursday night's game. Forgive me if that was too much of a diversion. Let me know when you guys get the game film up. And there'll be some information on screen for you all. Someone in the comments section earlier this week gave me a great suggestion about putting information on screen. This is going to be our 3rd and goal. When I saw this live, I thought, hey, we got to throw the ball to Duve, but Lamar's already made his decision. You know what I mean? So it's like, yes, does it look like we can throw the ball out here to Duve? But Lamar made such a quick decision. And somebody else pointed out in the comments, said, hey, we're getting blitz pressure, so he knows he's got to get rid of it quick. I mean, got no problem with this decision. Me personally, would I like more pass plays, where Mark Andrews is not the primary read? Yes, and that's not an affront or an attack on Mark Andrews. It's just I feel like so many guys can contribute, and there is very clear evidence of that at this point. But in terms of the read, this is the read. Like, this is number 1, Andrews, on this little comeback, all right? And then number 2 would be Duve, with the possibility also either before number 1, in between number 1 and 2, or late in the progression as number 3 to throw it out here in the flat. So having, looked at it in the all-22 now from yesterday and today, like, I have no problem with this decision at all. I know you probably don't either. Like, he's already thrown the ball. They've got someone in his face. So Lamar understood that he's got to get rid of the ball. Like, it's one of the things that some of us have said for over 2 years, dating back to 2020 was, Lamar makes good, quick decisions. He's very aware. They stunt the D end inside. It's a beautiful call by Tampa Bay. They stunt these guys inside. So watch what, I think this is Barrett, but I could be wrong. Watch what it does to Moses, okay? It forces Moses to take him inside. Moses is pushing him this way, away from his quarterback, right? So then the linebacker just loops over the top. It's a great call by Tampa Bay. But Lamar sees it because he gets rid of the ball so quick. So, I mean, like, hey, again, in the reaction video, I said, and hopefully I say many times, sometimes you got to look at the all-22 before you really make a decision. That's where, or an evaluation, that's where a lot of the Twitter takes, like, they're annoying to me, for real. It'll be people posting mid-first quarter about, Lamar or our coaches, and yeah, I'm going to go there. They'll be judging people immediately on things, and they haven't seen the all-22. I know 2 people in my life who can watch the game live, and I'm talking about any game, and can tell you what happened, for usually it'll be like one coach watching this guy. Let me rephrase that. It'll be like one coach watching the left guard and left tackle, another coach watching the right guard and the right tackle, maybe a coach watching the slot guys, another guy watching here, and someone watching the coverage on the half of the field. So you're talking about like 5 or 6 coaches, maybe 7, to accurately watch a play and then give you intel immediately. Just so you know, in high school football, like, you can look at the play on the tablet in between plays. It's usually like a 30-second delay though, so you don't get, you don't really get immediate intel. But my point in saying all this is, like, all those people on Twitter reacting like after every damn play, they don't know what they're talking about, most of them, including me. Now in the Discord, we just talk. So anyway, let's check out Prochet here. Prochet's open. Lamar appears to be reading Andrews early in the game. This is Prochet's kind of patented route. It's not his best example of the route, China in, whip route, whatever you want to call it. But this is, a situation where someone could say, hey, we're really focused on Andrews, and there's a linebacker in the window. So Lamar is going to pull the ball because he, perceives that there's pressure here. It's a 4-man rush on a 3rd and 9. Would we say we would like to get the ball to Prochet there? Absolutely. Yeah, I agree, Gage. No, I agree with your comment. My comments appear to be the comments I'm seeing from you guys appear to be a little bit delayed. So if I don't respond to them, that's why. But this appears to be an example of us early in the game being, real focused on Andrews. Really only has one other option here, Prochet, in the progression. And at that point, like you would say, hey, let's just throw it to Prochet, see if we get the first down. Oh yeah, Nick. To your point, you like the spreading of the ball in the passing game. Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, see, Iron. I thought Prochet was breaking open late on that play. I think you're talking about the play at the end zone, in the end zone. Yeah, he was breaking open late. All right, Lamar. A friend of mine was like, "Man, that throw was behind likely," because I get text all game. He's trying to keep it away from this corner and safety. So, is it maybe a throw that he'd like to be a little closer to likely? Yeah, but I think Lamar thinks likely is going to sit down here for real. And really, it's great that likely had a lot of catches, but I have a very cynical friend who said, hey, all we did was replace Andrews' targets with likely. I don't believe that. I think we just, likely made an impact and other guys, were available for the ball and Lamar got them to him. I don't think it's as simple as just, hey, we just replaced Andrews with likely and we still ran the same stuff. All right, so having said all that, I think this is a great attempt by Lamar to stick this in here. And I think Lamar believes that likely's going to kind of sit it down. I think he's trying to keep it away from this corner. I'm not sure, for the safety, what Lamar, if Lamar's trying to keep it, because as he's throwing this football, and this is not accurate the way I'm getting ready to draw this line, but is Lamar trying to keep it on this side of the safety? And I certainly don't mean, throw the ball here, but I'm talking about as the safety is coming down, Lamar trying to throw it on the top side of the safety on our screen. Hopefully I said that in a way that makes sense. To the right shoulder of likely away from the safety. I think that's what he's trying to do. I don't think that throw is off by 3 or 4 yards at all. Oh, Charles, McCollum made a great play down there on Andrews, no doubt. No doubt. All right, I think you got an over clear out route on a 2nd and 10. You guys have probably heard me say, like, up here, I have all the data. I'm going to start typing it in for you guys like this, so that way you can see it. Like stuff like that, and then the personnel and the formation, etc., so that you can see it, as needed. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, it's kind of like our, we got 3 pass concepts, maybe 4 out of here, but it's all really related to what this X does. So if the X does this snag, and you get this guy in the flats, then normally you're going to get this route, and sometimes these guys kind of end up close. That's not what happens here, because the X runs a clear out. Well, when he runs the clear out, then you're getting this. I mean, where he's running a little bit more upfield. He's not open. Lamar doesn't perceive that he's open. If it's the Colts in 2021, remember that 2 ridiculous throws Lamar had? He threw them over here, kind of in between 3 or 4 defenders. But he's got pressure. This is one of those plays where Linderbaum got beat by 50. Initially, I thought Powers was trying to take him over, and Powers, is there making contact with Vay, but Linderbaum is beat, and Powers is as well. I mean, the guy's a handful. He's not surprising to me. I think he came into the game with 3.5 sacks, maybe 4.5 sacks. I'm not getting any comments, so if you guys are typing comments, it's just it's very delayed for me. So we're beat, with the center and the left guard. I think they only gave that to Linderbaum. I don't have the end zone angle for most of these, to be honest with you. All right, likely for 5 yards. Excuse me, I'm sorry. This is a 3rd and 7. This is a 9-yard gain to Demarcus Robinson. Up top, they're playing man. And like Charles Bowie mentioned a little while ago, Zion McCollum was a really talented athlete. Tariq Woolen is playing exceptional for the Seahawks, but the 2 corners that had the highest athletic profile in terms of height, speed, strength, etc., in the draft was Tariq Woolen and Zion McCollum. Actually, it was in the other order. I'm not talking about plays they made on the field. I'm not talking, but I'm saying the athletic profile that they had. And Zion McCollum's beat pretty bad here, if you ask me. Demarcus Robinson looked springy. This is Andrews still, I think. Andrews isn't hurt here, but he's not on the field on this 3rd and 7. I may be wrong here. I don't see him on the sideline. Certainly don't see him on the field. I think I see Oliver and Boyle, and I don't see Andrews. So maybe Andrews is already off here. These plays are in order, to be honest with you. So you're getting basically a progression of the game. I don't see Andrews on the sideline, so maybe he was injured. But in my opinion, this might be something we need to do because the reliance on Andrews is a Roman issue and a Lamar issue. It's both of them. And Lamar and him both grew in this game, if you ask me, and moved away from that because, we played so well. We played so well once Andrews went out. A zone read, run play. I like how Likely and Prochet are blocking this. This is not uncommon. Well, there's multiple things that's not uncommon here. First of all, we're reading Barrett, and Lamar keeps it. Now the linebacker's got to fold over the top, basically like a scrape exchange. So what I mean by scrape exchange is, look at where 58 is lined up. He's lined up wider than this linebacker. What they do is, he goes for the running back, and then he goes for the quarterback. Just an exchange. It's an exchange in responsibilities based on where they're lined up. Lamar keeps it based off the read. Great read. Cool. Outruns Devin White for some yards. But watch what happens during this play. How is this not called helmet to helmet on a quarterback? How is it not called? I understand he's not in the pocket. Like there's going to be somebody who says, well, he's not in the pocket. It's 2022. It's the NFL. Helmet to helmet seems like it's called all the time. Am I making a bigger deal of it than it really is? I mean, let me know because I feel like this is a call that happens for every single quarterback in the NFL. And I'm not a victim complex person. I'm just not. I'm too damn old to be always trying to play the victim. But this seems obvious to me. Tell me if I'm off base or if you see it differently. I couldn't believe it wasn't called. And yeah, I don't know, Charles, if you're referring to this play. We need to run this play more often. Because one of the things we're doing is we're isolating this guy and this guy. How? Because Likely and Prochet are both going for the slot defender at first. Now, one of them veers off, but it's kind of like a combo in space. Now, they both are. What they're doing is if he try to climbs over the top, then Prochet will take him and Likely or just move up. But because he steps to Likely, Likely's going to take him, and then Prochet's going to move up. I thought Likely did a fantastic job blocking. Didn't get any penalties, did he? Dawson, what a great point. You think it's predetermined, Dawson? You think it's predetermined hey, we're only going to give Lamar 1 or 2 calls. We're going to give Pat Mahomes 6, and we're going to give Josh Allen 12 because he whines about it. All right, this is a hot to Prochet on a 1st and 10. This is our 5th drive, so we still only have 3 points to this moment in time. And Brady 50. Yeah. So this is a hot to Prochet. I thought Prochet played great. I showed you the China in or the whip route, the one that Lamar threw later in the progression because there was pressure. I thought Prochet was available twice for the football there. He played fantastic. You tell me what your thoughts are. There's those people that are like, James Prochet can't play. BS. He contributed Thursday night in limited opportunities in terms of targets. I think he had 4 targets, had 3 catches, made himself available 2 other times. I thought he played really well. He showed that he's an asset. Is he a guy that we need on the field 40 snaps a game and throwing the ball to him 10 times? No, clearly not. But he can give us a lot, if you ask me. And he got his obligatory penalty on a BS call, I thought. All right, 6th possession. And this is going to be Likely's patented swim move. I'll show it first. This is what he's done since the preseason, man. He just swats with the outside arm once he gets the defender turned. I don't know, where he was taught this or where he acquired this, but just like pass rushers have a move, there's his swat with the outside arm. And you can see when he does it. Let me rephrase it. You can see when he does it. When the defender's chest is pointed here and likely wants to go in this direction. It's just a swat. It's almost like a pass rush move. And he's so strong and big. He's a big slot. He's a real asset. Will he ever have 80 catches in our offense with the personnel we have? Well, no. We have so many guys that need the ball. Yeah, Baltimore, get up. I did did you see the video I put out on Linderbaum last night? This is specific for me. I'm going over the pass concepts for real, and you can see Bateman's still in the game at this point. I'm going over the pass concepts here. 100% June. And the thing I like about him is he's strong as crap. You know, you guys may be new to my channel, but it's certain guys that when they catch the ball, NFL defenders try to bully him a little bit. They're not going to try to bully him. This guy's trying to here, don't get me wrong. But no one's going to look at him on film and be like, yeah, that's a weak dude that we're going to try to bully. Nope. No. That's a strong bull. We've got a huge asset. I don't know about you, but I would feel comfortable if we went to New Orleans and we didn't have Andrews available, because likely he's a real weapon. And a lot of us were early on that in terms of regular season impact. It was people I like I don't get to watch many other content creators like Sip the Tally, Edgar Allen, Huddled Up Films, all them guys. I love what they do, and I wish I could watch more. When I get a chance in the off season, I like to watch Top Billin because he's funny, and he'll like screenshot somebody's comments and call them out. And sometimes I have an inkling. I'm like, I should do that, because it was somebody like 3 weeks ago that was making fun of me for making another Isaiah Likely video, and I'm not into like I told you so, because it's not about me. It's about Isaiah Likely and Lamar using him. I love this concept, man. It's man. And the Bucs are vacating the middle of the field here with the linebacker. I think he's blitzing. We're running the halfback out here. When we have Drake, Dobbins in the game, or even Justice Hill, our pass pro is not great. It's just not. We said this a couple of weeks ago that we should just release the back out. Like, rather than keep him in the pass pro, just make him another option. And you can see the middle of the field is cleared open. I'm not a big fan of these two routes here being so tucked up against each other. Duvernay, let's do this personnel-wise, all right? We'll let it run a little bit. Got you. So I'm not a big fan of the two, here when they're so tightly aligned. To me, let's talk about personnel. And I'm not getting on Greg Roman because he did a great job the other night. But to me, who do you want running a fade? Who do you want running a fade between Duve or Prochet? Like, it should be obvious, right? Between those two, we want Duve. To me, like, let's run the slant with Prochet, and let's run the hop, fade to Duve, because that to me fits our personnel. You know what I mean? So I'm not really in huge complaint mode because we hit so many guys. Lamar did such a great job. The third down there to Andrews, I'm not nearly as critical now that I've seen it and I've seen the timing of it at all. In fact, I'm glad Lamar got rid of it quickly. The fourth down throw to Demarcus Robinson, which you'll see in a moment, was horrible. Like, other than that play, he did nothing wrong. He played flawless. And I think he played way better against the Browns in terms of throwing the ball. All right, this is the fourth down on the sixth possession. I don't like the call. I just don't. I don't like the call to go for it. Like, this is Groundhog Day stuff. We're here talking about another fourth down that was failed. When have we succeeded in these situations? It's been a couple. I know we scored on a 4th and 1 against Minnesota at home, right? The little play action to Prochet. I think we scored on a 4th down against the Colts last year. I could be wrong. All right? But what are we doing? Yeah, this is not a good throw by Lamar. It's not. All right, he can throw this better. He can make this throw. He's trying. Look, the announcers sucked the other night, but one of the things that Herb Street got right was, we're trying to go to Prochet here, and the safety covers it. Well, this is good route design. Like, give our dudes credit, okay? Don't front that we can't design NFL pass concepts. So Prochet is going here, and the safety, which is this guy, he's gonna come down to play it. All right, what does that do? All right, likely he's running a fade, and then Demarcus Robinson is running what used to be the Duvernay route. All right, is the late like post, and because this safety comes downhill on Prochet's route, that's what's available. Lamar knows this. Like, he knows the play, he knows the concepts intimately. This ball reminds me of a ball, I think, against Cincinnati. It was actually to Demarcus Robinson, where Robinson is running and has a guy beat. But, Lamar is dealing with pressure, throwing it off the back foot. So it's not like he's got a clean platform. Like, it'll be dudes who say, well, he can't throw. This is an example of he can't throw. Well, yeah, he should make this throw. This ball should be thrown somewhere maybe between the two E's. Let Demarcus Robinson run on top of it. Instead, he throws it in a manner that lets this guy recover. So it's a missed opportunity for us. And I'm just not the guy who like goes off on players when they make a mistake, when the coach makes a bad decision that puts them in that spot. You know what I mean? To me, that's a bad decision. To me, going for it against the Bills was a bad decision. To me, going for it against the Steelers on 2-point last year was a bad decision. Should Lamar have completed maybe one or two of those throws? Well, yeah, maybe. Okay, fine, whatever. But the call is what puts them in a bad position. You know what I mean? It's like if you learning how to drive a car. Lamar's not learning how to drive a car. He's an expert at this point. And somebody puts you in a bad position, and you react poorly, and you get in a car accident. Well, who's at fault? Like, to me, the guys have to be put in better position. All right, I'm going to show Prochet here, and then I'm going to rewind this and talk about what people say about him and what people say about some of our players. I'm not sure what you can say here other than, like, holy crap. Unreal play by Prochet. Here's some of the things that people parrot out there, like Prochet can't play. Lamar doesn't trust his receivers, and that's why he doesn't throw to them. We can't get open. We can't get separation. Nobody can get open. Lamar can't make anticipation throws, which I think this is an anticipation throw. It's a read, so to me, I don't use the word anticipation, but there's people out there who use that word constantly. We can't read defenses. We meaning our quarterback, our offensive coaches, our receivers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They say all those things. And, man, what is Prochet right now in terms of our receiver threat on this team? Is he number 6, number 5? He's certainly not top 4, right? Probably not even top 5. And this is a ridiculous catch that Lamar throws before Prochet is open because he knows the route concept. He understands where Prochet is trying to go. I feel like this is an extremely underrated play by Lamar and Prochet, and give him credit, Lamar credit for trusting the guys and making this throw. Look, you've got a slot blitz here, and then number 9 appears to be clean to get in Lamar's face. Now, he's not being hit, but as he's throwing it, he understands, I've got to get rid of this or it's a sack. A beautiful play, man. Are you as impressed by that as I am? Like, there's so many impressive plays that dudes made. And this was near the end of the first half. So, Prochet's not into celebrating here because we're trying to, get up there and attempt a field goal that we missed or we got blocked, right? Tough half, only 3 points. I'm sure you were frustrated, but there was a feeling for me watching 2 of those drives in the second quarter, and some of you know that are in the Discord. I think I even said it, and a couple other guys did. I was like, hey, if we don't turn the ball over in the second half, we can win this game. Now, if it was 10-6, I would have felt a whole lot better. And I think those 3 points was important in the end. Adam Johnson, appreciate it, man. Thank you. Good morning to you. Or wherever you are, in the world. At this point, we got so many people in our Discord. It's some people that must be on the other side of the world because they'll be posting stuff in the middle of the night, and the rest of us wake up and we see 20 posts. What Yolanda say? I missed her comment. I wasn't saying that Duve is the second or third receiver. Baltimore Don C, what's up, man? You're not driving again, are you? I'm stopping for a second to get a drink and just look at the comments. June on, I know Pro Shade's not a big show, but I agree. I agree with that. I'm gonna start the video back up here in a moment. That's right, in the preseason. Good point. Troy, what's up, man? Thank you for commenting. Yeah, he definitely, Greg Roman definitely, and the whole staff. I mean, it's more than just one person that makes those decisions. You know what I mean? But they definitely changed it up by throwing the ball 30 times in the first half, and then coming back and bludgeoning them with the run in the second half. Yeah, Ross Baltimore, I agree. Steve Smith, did call out that Prochet can play, except he called him Porsche. I don't know if you noticed it. Like, he couldn't even say his name right when he was complimenting him. It was funny. Where's Waldo, thumbnail, and vid? I'm not trying to be disrespectful towards our players with the thumbnails, but I'm tracking what you're saying, Haitian Krish. But I thought he did some good things the other night. Yeah, the rookies balled out. All right, let's get back to the film. I wanted to try to track the chat because at this point I'm trying to be a little more efficient with the live streams. This is 8th possession, and this play is a cheap play for us. A lot of things to say about it. We're going to score a touchdown with Devin Duvernay on this play at some point this year because we're not going to get, we're not going to get great pursuit for whatever reason. This is a 3-on-2. Now, you have an inside-out leverage linebacker, this guy, and you have an inside-out leverage safety, this guy. So it ends up being a 4-on-3 eventually, but point is it's a 3-on-2 initially. And look at Duve's burst. We've got to use this more often, and we can. It doesn't matter who the running back is back here. Look at what they've got. This could be a count by Lamar. This is an unbelievable block on this play. I agree, Josh. Totally agree. This could be a count by Lamar. Just how many people is in the box, and then how many people are capable of defending, this screen once Ricard gets over there. I would actually be a fan of snapping it a little early, just slightly earlier, maybe a quarter of a second earlier, because then Ricard could just go. Watch him. See him gear down. Ricard gear down right there. I want to see him like full speed and gear down here. So maybe he's attacking this defender instead of at the 30. Maybe he's attacking like at the 28. So I just would like to see us snap it slightly earlier. Little mesh to Drake. I think Lamar's already made his decision. This defender is in no man's land. He's not defending anything. Boom. Now, here's one thing that we have done with this play in the past, all right? In the past, when we have run this against like the Cleveland Browns, what they'll do is they'll run this D lineman down the line after the running back, all right? And so then Lamar will let this sort out. He'll hold it, let the back go here again. I'm talking about the Browns and other teams that run the DN down the line of scrimmage. So this guy would not be here, all right? So just make sure you understand what I'm saying. And so then there'll still be a linebacker who's isolated. Lamar will just kind of let it sort out. So this is option 1, the running back. Option 2 here, and then the third part of it will be like Lamar, just keeping it around the end. If you remember, he did that twice last year against the Browns at home. It's not really it is an RPO, but it may not be a post-snap RPO read. He's just reading it, pre-snap, and you can see that maybe you guys can't see it. There's a coach down here in the bottom right. He's pissed off. He's pissed off about something. 100%, Charles. There's so much we can do off that play. You're talking my language, man. You can build. I mean, because you listen to my videos and other people too, who've got experience. You have to show at least 3-4 plays from a formation to really threaten someone. And to me, we've got at least 3 plays from this formation. I'd like to see a couple more. But I agree totally. Taurus, what's up, man? I saw your video the other day, man. I try to listen. I like how you record stuff while you're in your car. I wish I could do that because then it would be like, free production content for me. When I pick up my son from school, I got like a 20-minute wait sometimes. So I need to do that. You need to show me how to do that, all right? All right, so this is 8th possession. This is a sick play. Again, I'm trying to put some of the information for you guys here, so I'll let this stay here. I'm not going to track the chat for a little while, kind of get back focused up. This is an 8th possession, 2nd and 4, and this is a neat little, I call it screen. It's not really a screen from the standpoint of what you would normally use in football terminology, but watch what Likely is doing. Likely is intentionally crossing the face of this linebacker. So when I say this linebacker, I'm talking about this guy, all right? I don't know, is the slow, when I do the slow motion screen here, is the video quality really poor for you guys? Hopefully it's not. It says it's 1080, but it certainly doesn't look like it to me. I just think this is a great play that gives Duve leverage because Likely is crossing this guy's face and then Duve is running it underneath. Simultaneous to that, you have what appears to be an RPO or F counter look with Zeitler and Ricard from the side of the back. So you've got these guys moving in this direction for the run play, and then Likely is like shielding this defender. So like these guys here are not involved with this at all. This is almost like playing 11 on 9 because, again, what did I just talk about at the end of the last play? Option 1 is the running back, right? Option 2 is Duve here. You know what's coming next. You see it right now where the screen is paused. Option 3 is this dude keeping the ball and taking off into open field. We're playing 11 on 9 right now. Like, really, we're playing 11 on 9. These dudes aren't even in the count. It's not fair. This is really not fair numbers-wise. And is this a spread concept? Yeah, kind of. This is kind of a spread concept, but really, it's just triple option is all it really is. It's just 3 options, the running back, Duve, and we didn't see it on this play, and this goes to Charles Bowie's point from a couple minutes ago. The third part is, we could keep it and run around here. This is a triple option concept, if you ask me. I called it RPO screen. Likely's doing a good job by Likely putting his hands up here. He's not sitting down and screening the guy with his back, right? By him putting his hands up, he's showing the refs that he's actually running a route. He's not. This is not a route for Likely at all. This is not a route for him. And I agree, Troy. More RPOs. 100%, man. 100%. Yeah, Taurus, man, I'm the same way. I wondered if that was why you did those in your car. My son goes to school like half a day, so I pick him up, and I get like 20 minutes to sit there. It's a great catch by Duve. Boom. Is there any chance he doesn't catch that ball, guys? Like, look at that. That's like that's like using the jugs from, where's Lamar throwing it from? The 19, 18? Dude's catching it around here. So what is that, a 9-yard throw? Maybe 10 because it's at an angle. But I would say not even that. Maybe 8. Boom. Sick, man. He's so even the games when he has a huge impact, I still say he's underutilized. Like, I'm just that guy. Give him the ball more. Yeah, I agree, Troy and Charles. Great point. Totally agree, Ross. They've all got good hands. Mark B, what's up, man? I'm trying to track your comment for a second. This is a Bateman round. Yes, I agree, Mark. Yep. Great point. Anita, what's up? Thank you for joining the stream. Appreciate you commenting. Troy, back to your point. More RPOs. 100%. 100%. All right, so this is 9th possession. This is a 3rd and 5, and we're going to empty. So, again, I'm going to try to give you guys this information up here. I forget who it was. Somebody asked me to put the information on screen. I'm going to insert an ad here, too, by the way. Somebody said, hey, can you put the information on screen? So I'm going to start putting some of that information on screen for you guys. It's a snag concept. I have been critical of this concept before, but what I fear could happen doesn't ever happen. Like, first of all, that's ridiculous. Like, incredible. We're manipulating the middle of the field. I'm going to draw the routes for a second. So Likely ends up running something like this. I think that route might be a little shallow, all right? We're running the snag. So DeMarcus Robinson, and I think he gets, a little contact, so it's not that clean, but we run in this. And there's multiple parts to this read. Pre-snap, Lamar can probably pick where he wants to go. But this is also a post-snap read. It's not like he's saying, right now he's saying, I'm going to throw the ball to Likely. No, he's making a read. He's going through a progression. You can see his eyes is here right now. So he's looking for two things. Does DeMarcus look like he's going to be open on his snag? Some people call it a curl. It's not a curl. It's a snag route. All right, it's like a 60-degree angle or 30-degree angle, whichever direction you want to refer to it, and then sitting it down. All right, so Lamar is going to read that, trying to see if that's open, or possibly this route's open. Well, if this route's not open, this one with Drake, that means a linebacker's running with him. What's that done? It's manipulated the middle of the field. It's opened all this up. My fear when I've seen this many times is that like these two routes are getting close together, but the timing of the throw when Lamar makes his decision is quick enough that generally doesn't happen. What does happen is this: we get to catch, and then the guy running the snag has to get out of the way. This has happened probably 4 or 5 times the last 2 years. Generally, the guy running the snag is Bateman, and the guy running this is Andrews. Again, going back to a point from like 15 minutes ago, that's why a very cynical friend of mine was like, all we did was give Likely the targets that Andrews usually gets. We didn't really, quote, share the ball. And I'm like, man, that's a negative way to look at it, dude. Like, what's wrong with you? Go take a nap. Because we really did spread the ball, But in any case, my fear has always been that this snag over, the guys are going to be in each other's way, but it hasn't really hurt us yet, to my knowledge. Hopefully I explained that in a way that makes sense. And then the after the catch stuff is awesome because of his strength. Again, he's a big slot. Hey man, all those people that talk about yak and rack, that's all they talk about. And every pass comment, every comment they make about the pass game, they probably got real excited after that play, right? Or Rojo, I'll put a link in the comment about the Discord. You can do it one of two ways. You can join through the Patreon, which is $5 a month, or you can become a channel member on YouTube, which there should be a link, and you can do that for $2 a month or $5 a month or 10, whatever. But $2 a month will get you the invite too. Hopefully that answers your question. Anita McFarland, 100% keeps moving his feet after contact. Marnie, what's up? Thank you for commenting. I see your comment up top there. I just haven't had a chance to track it. C. Blooms, what's up, man? Appreciate you. Good morning, man. Hope things are going good. Thank you for commenting. Josh, I think we are attacking the flat here with Drake. I think hopefully you're seeing that, attacking that route. But I agree. We got to spread them. We got to get the width of the field attacked, and that's what like the Bengals do, and they're empty. They attack the width of the field. So all right, you're gonna start getting all the intel up here. At this point, I don't want to be negative Nancy, but there's going to be less return on this eventually. Like, just look at now this is a 3rd and 9, okay? But just look at the numbers. So football is all about numbers in a lot of ways. Numbers and angles, all right? I know it's about personnel and talent too, but you got 2 here, and we've got, just look at the numbers right here. We got 3 on 2. If I was able to put a graphic up on the screen and block all this, everything above that is quite easy. It's quite obvious what's getting ready to happen here. This is a bunch screen to DeMarcus Robinson. But having said that, it's still possible they stop us from getting the first down. Like I said, it's a 3rd and 9. We're in 12 personnel. I love that we used all the personnel groups. Again, we're leaving the D end unblocked. But, and look, guys, this happens more often than I want to admit. Look at Lamar here. This is an RPO. Remember the play? It's a bunch of people that have discussed it on Twitter. Gus is on the wrong side. It's an RPO. Gus is on the wrong side. Now, this here is another RPO, and Drake is pass proing the D end. He shouldn't be. He should be crossing Lamar's face. How do I know that? Well, Lamar is putting the ball out to mesh with him. So even though we've got some great stuff happening, we got 2 instances of our running backs, either one being on the wrong side or 2 not meshing with the quarterback. To me, they've got to say, there's got to be a word they say pre-snap. Like, this is what we would teach the quarterbacks. Like, if you knew that there was supposed to be a mesh every single time, because you're standing right next to each other, all right? Or 2.5 yards away, whatever, is say something to him. It's a one-word thing. It's one word. So whatever you want to say, Rip, Liz, Ricky, Linda, something to let him know you're on my right and I know you're crossing to my left. And that way they're on the same page. So it's just like another layer of, another layer of overlap to where you don't make this mistake. It's a great job by Oliver, though. He loses the guy. I was worried they were going to call a hold here on Oliver. But once he loses the guy, it's Zion McCollum again, then he just moves up to the next guy. Boom. And we're almost taking this to the house. This was close. And just like the numbers we talked about earlier on this play, look at the numbers we've got once we catch the ball out here. Now, we didn't mesh, so Drake should be on his way over here. This is the third defender, and this is the fourth, however you want to do your count. Right now, though, it's 3-on-2. It is 3-on-2 right now because the field exists. We usually would say the field exists in thirds. D-Nice, yeah, he was trying to block him, but what I'm saying is he's supposed to cross Lamar's face on a call, Which block? The one by Drake he's supposed to cross Lamar's face. I mean, look at, I'm not trying to, run anyone down who analyzes the game better than I do, but that's why Lamar's putting the ball out. So Drake is supposed to cross face. There is no, this play when we run it to bunch, I mean, that's what he does. But, he did get in the guy's way. In any case, look, we would divide the field into thirds, and we would say anytime, post-snap, we can get the field divided into thirds is going to be something like this, where this is 1/3 up here, and then down here to the bottom side, this is another third. And then, obviously, and here is the middle of the field, another third. My lines might not be, proportionate there, but you get the idea. Look at the top third. We've got 3 guys. They've got 2. Look at the bottom third. We've got 1. They've got 1. That means they're +1 in the middle. So it's a good decision by Lamar to not give it. Well, he can't give it, right, because Drake didn't mesh with him. And then it's just a good call. I just wonder how long we're going to be able to run that play without running 2 or 3 other complementary plays that keep people honest. Hopefully I said that in a way that makes sense. What's up, Easy? Ross, Baltimore. All right, got you. All right, so this is the touchdown to Likely. So much to say. Let me give you the information again. Sorry. 2nd and 7. All right, 21 personnel. So twin slot, which is becoming like one of our favorite formations. I'm going to do a formation video at some point where I just show the formation and talk about the plays that are run. Maybe show you guys one example of each play. I'm trying to convert people to being formation people like I am. This is a freaky throw by Lamar. Really amazing, especially considering if you think the way I do that Lamar missed Demarcus Robinson on the 4th and 2 or 4th and 3 earlier in the game. Little play action. Ricard is crossing the DN's face, running out in the flat. So this is unique because what it's doing, and I know you guys have a frame you're dealing with there. It's taking this DN and expanding him. So he's not available for the pass rush because Ricard's trying to cross his face. And then the running back is taking over the edge protection. So we're kind of like subtracting one from their ability to rush. Well, why is that? Let me come back in a second. Why are we subtracting one? Right now they're in a 3-4 look. This is an outside linebacker. This is an outside linebacker. Most outside linebackers in a 3-4 structure are taught don't ever let a running back cross your face. It's, the different calls where they don't do that. But so this is an example of Ricard trying to, it looks like for a second he's going to try to block him, and then Ricard crosses his face. So what it does is it pulls this guy away from the pass rush. Why? Because one of his rules is probably don't ever let a running back cross your face. So we're very kind of lucky here from the standpoint of, this is a 2nd and 7. That guy could have rushed, and then maybe our best option is just to throw it to Ricard out in the flats. I don't have the all 22 of this play, I don't think. But my point is, we're fortunate at times on a given play because we have a quarterback who can adjust to whatever the defense does. If they rushed 5 and got quick pressure, Lamar has the ability to flip it out there to somebody like a Ricard or take off running. Or if they only rush 4 and he gets a little bit more time, he's got the ability to do this stuff, which I thought was pretty unique. Again, getting ready to throw the ball, so he gets a little off platform in terms of his base and then fading to his right. This looks like a shortstop throw. This looks like a ball that a shortstop fields, somewhere behind the pitcher's mound and then throws it, off platform, sidearm, perfect to the first baseman. I've always said Lamar looks like a Major League Baseball shortstop to me in terms of the way he throws the ball. What I mean is multiple release points, but being really accurate. I haven't been tracking the chat for a while, so forgive me. Donovan, thank you. I appreciate it, man. I'm not trying to have that, what's the word, coach or teacher voice. So if it's a bad thing sometimes, I apologize. But I'm trying to explain it as I see it. And, sometimes that's why I would suggest to you to watch other people analyze the game, because there's going to be certain things they pick up that I miss, and there's going to be certain things I pick up that they miss. Right? So it's a good thing if you want to get a complete picture. Beautiful play by Lamar. I called it mesh-ish. Again, you guys get the information here. Like you can see, mesh-ish, and I don't give you the all 22, but you'll see that there's a outside route that goes underneath, and then there's another route that goes underneath. So I think off screen likely is here. I think he's initially going like outside. No, I'm wrong. He's going up the field. So his route must have brought him in somewhere in here, which is a post that Duvernay caught against the Jets for a touchdown, his second touchdown. I know we don't have the correct angle here, but then, likely, obviously brought it back here. Cool stuff from a rookie. Huge asset. Don C, I didn't see your comment, man. My bad. Oh, easy. You're cracking on easy. You're late because you're always into something. All right, 10th possession. This is a 2-play sequence I want to show you. The run game. The run game sets up the pass game in some ways, but kind of weird on Thursday. Our pass game set up our run game, right? Ross Baltimore, cool point and comment. You said we should look at everything that's worked during the break and throw away everything that didn't, and then come back with different concepts. Yeah, to your point, Ross, I think it's possible they're doing that. And I don't really want to take the time to explain it right here, right now, but there's some things we don't do that are in the playbook, and I wonder why not, C. Blooms, yeah, I had heard that before, that Lamar does some things left-handed, but in terms of throwing a football, throws a right-handed. I had heard that before. Good point. Yeah, easy. I don't get a chance to watch JT Sullivan's stuff. I mean, occasionally I have it. When I did, it was amazing stuff. But I just don't have the time during the season. So that's cool, man. I would definitely watch. I see he did a Lamar video. I saw it pop up on YouTube. C. Blooms, you like that one? With Linderbaum as Debo. See, now I know your age. Now I know you're old, man. Unless you're one of them young people that co-ops Friday and tries to watch it. I'm sure, like most of you, I've watched it about 500 times. Beautiful run by Gus. And beautiful blocking by us. I don't think I'm giving you the all 22 in this one. I don't think I'm giving you the end zone, just the all 22. So we just win in every block. And this is what annoyed the crap out of me with the Giants game, okay? When we say you're winning every block, all right, so at the point of attack, because, we're running here, we're running to the right. So the point of attack is our right on offense. We're winning this block. Check. We're winning this block. Check. We're winning this block. If you ran this, all right, and then you didn't come back, if you ran this in the first quarter for 22, like this is a 22-yard gain, and then you didn't come back to this, what's the point of not running it? Why would you? What's the explanation for not running it, right? When you got 22, you're winning every block. Now let's say you win every block and you only get 6. Well, maybe you got the wrong running back in there, right? Having said that, against the Giants, this was the same situation. We were winning blocks, and we didn't run the ball in the end zone. Like, to me, that game is 100% a game that we should win, period. And yeah, like y'all mentioned in the comment section, Gus, hopefully he's okay. Looked like almost like a hyperextension when his foot went in the ground. The rewind function on this player is not great. So was it this step here? I think it's that step there, right? Like a little hyper extension. I would probably want Gus to sit out the New Orleans game, for real. Give him as much time as possible, being as he was coming back from injury anyway. And I don't know, have they announced anything about his injury yet? To me, that doesn't look like a ligament. That's not what a ligament looks like. To me, that looks like a hyperextension or something like that. Yeah, Deshaun Jackson, I think, has got a great chance to play against the Saints because, Bateman's not going to play, obviously. So I think he's got a great chance to play. I think this is his right leg, right? Isn't it, Josh? Hamstring? Okay. Oh, yeah. Jackson will definitely play, for real. I don't expect Bateman, Gus, or maybe even Andrews to play against the Saints, but I might be wrong about Andrews because that seemed like a shoulder to happen during the game. But getting back to the point, we run the ball on this play, and then the very next play is going to be, a sudden change situation. I've only got 2 more plays in the video, but there's going to be a little bit of a lengthy talk about the next 2 plays. All right, so Gus went down with injury, right? And it was a long break. I thought it was a very long break. What's that, Josh? You can't see the video quality? Oh, is it that bad? Or is it just your eyes? All right, so this is the very next play. All right, guys, so you got a long break. Well, I think it went to a commercial break. Gus is out. So this is what's called a sudden change, meaning something in the game happened, either a turnover or a kickoff return for a touchdown or something. An injury. Sudden change means, either the ball changed possessions or there's a change in the flow of the game that is unexpected. A timeout called by a team is not sudden change. Right? It can be, but a sudden change call by the offense or the defense is an attempt to take advantage of the opponent when they're not expecting it because the game flow's been interrupted, all right? So check this play out, and I'm going to show you a play from 2021, then we'll come back to this one. Sudden change, making it look like QB sweep or option to Lamar. It's not a great fake by our guys. And you got safety and corner coming up, and you can see likely running the little post corner. Easy by Lamar, boom, in front of the safety. Beautiful play, right? Got to give our players credit for executing it. They're giving Lamar time. They're selling the fake. I really don't think it's a great fake by our guys here, but that's another point. Beautiful play, right? Get likely for 16. So it's a sudden change. I'll come back to this play in a minute. This is last year against Denver. This is the first play of the fourth quarter, all right? So I'm going to digress a little bit about what we say about our coaches. There are times where our coaches do things well and we don't point it out, either as someone like me who's trying to analyze the game or just all of us as fans, because I'm both. I'm trying to be both, right? This is an attempt at a sudden change, get an easy touchdown. Remember the Broncos, if you've listened to any of my analysis, they look in the backfield too much. They do. Like, I'm not down with that, teaching guys to look in the backfield all the time. This is actually Fuller. And this is Simmons, who everybody says is all world. I just have a different opinion. I think he's a good player, but he's not infallible. Basically the same play call, except Andrews ran a vertical, right? When did it happen? It happened at the beginning of a quarter when the game flow had been interrupted. We were catching them off guard. Now, my point, nobody gave our coaches credit for this because we talked about the left tackle getting called for a hold, which it was a hold, but 8-10 yards behind the play. Okay, if you want to complain about that, fine. I kind of did too. But the point is, there are times where our coaches do something great, fantastic, and our players execute it and do something great, and it doesn't work out for whatever reason. In this case, it's a penalty, it's a hold. We should look for more opportunities to do sudden change stuff as coaches, but also as fans, we should look for more opportunities to praise our guys, coaches, and players. Because this is not the first time they've done this. In fact, I think this is the third. I think we did this once in 2019, late in the season. I can't remember who it was against, but I wasn't keeping all the data back then. I didn't have the plays to easily pull up. If you're in my Discord or Patreon, you know that these plays, 2021, 2022, you can go find easily and figure out stuff by yourself. What's up, Coach? How you doing, man? Oh yeah, I saw you said you were out of town. I saw that. Would you go to watch a game or something? Easy E, yes, I agree. It's got to be times where we give credit, but my point is, there's more opportunities to give credit than we all often point out, myself included. For real. Yeah, I agree, C Blooms, but there's no option to run the ball on that play. Uh that's a designed throw. There's no option for us to run on that. But I mean is a play that exists with that as a tag, no doubt. But that's not it. Torres said Andy Dalton seems to have our number. All right. I was just looking at the comments section. Oh, that's awesome. Sid, that's awesome. I haven't seen them or tracked them at all in recent years. We had a kid go there not that I don't know how long ago, 6, 8, 10 years ago. All right, so this is another RPO, and this is Duve, and this is a very threatening route combination. Anytime you run two guys through the same zone, it messes up the coverage a little bit. So you've got Prochet running the wheel because he went in motion, all right? And then likely is the tight end, and he's not running a wheel. He's not running two wheels at the same time, but he's releasing outside. So it basically ends up being two guys passing through, this area here. It's gonna anytime you do that, you're gonna pull people. What happens? This guy gets pulled. One guy flashing to the flats maybe doesn't pull a defender, maybe, but a second guy flashing there, in my experience, almost always does. So you sneak in Duve behind it. Lamar makes a great read and a great throw. Now, would some people say the throw is off? Well, maybe, but Lamar and Duve both know that Duve's going to sit down. It looks to me like this throw. I don't characterize this throw as off target. To me, I just think it means Lamar thought Duve's feet. Sorry, Lamar thought Duve's feet were going to be here instead of here. I don't care. Every off target throw isn't an off target throw. Lamar and him understand that he's going to sit down. You have landmarks, but guess what? Where you practice every day, you might, I'm coaches in here, so he knows what I'm talking about, and I'm sure a lot of people do too. You can't practice every play from a 5-yard marker, because then when your kid's running, a 7-yard snag or a 5-yard snag or whatever you run, then your kid knows his landmark is here, but somewhere in this area. So you've got to practice your plays from a 3-yard marker line or a 1-yard marker line. You got to move. You got to move down the field, and some people don't even get to practice on line field. I've been there too. But my point is, this is not just because we see a throw that's off target doesn't mean it's an off target throw. All right. I know that maybe doesn't make sense, but the point is, Lamar knew that Duve was going to sit down. Duve did sit down. I think Lamar thought he was going to sit down a little deeper than he did. I don't have the end zone angle, though, to kind of show you. And I don't think this dude tips it, by the way. Although his hand is there, so I might be wrong, but I don't believe so. Duvernay's amazing. Agreed, Easy. Yep, agreed. I agree totally. The counter, wind back, and RPO, if we could tag them together, I agree. I love what we're seeing. We're using a lot of pistol, and that's not. I didn't want to see the pistol this year. I really didn't. I wanted us to move away from it, but we're using it, and it's working. Yeah, it's working. I love Lamar's eyes, man. He looks so composed and so balanced the last 2 weeks. Even though he didn't get many pass opportunities against the Browns, he just looks so balanced, and everything looks easy for him. So that's my stream. I agree, C Blooms. The wheel is open, no doubt. And again, if you're interested in some of the data or you're interested in being able to access it at the click of a mouse button, the only reason why I was able to include this play is because it's in the database, and I was able to go find it this morning while I was setting up the stream, because I recognized that it was the same play concept that we hit likely on this possession. Yeah, we did that with Coach. We did that with West Virginia when they had Rich Rod. And so that was interesting because some of the different things they did was things that people weren't talking about. Like they did this. I don't mean to digress and lose people that aren't interested in coaching stuff, but they did this thing with their cover three corners where they read the quarterback's elbow. So they were looking for a certain height of the elbow, and they thought that told them whether it was 3-step or 5 or 7-step because everybody was in the gun. So we tried it with high school kids, and it was rough. West Virginia did it, or at least the way they explained it to us, because you know how it works. Sometimes you get a 3-minute explanation from one of their coaches, and you really need a 30-minute explanation. So we tried it with our high school kids, and we had mixed results, to put it that way. So I hope you're having fun with it, man. That's awesome. All right, so there is my stream. Wrong one, sorry. There's my stream, man. I appreciate you guys, checking the video out. It's going to be a really weird Sunday. I'm not sure if you feel the same way I do. I'm kind of like, what am I going to do tomorrow? So I think I'm going to watch the Eagles game. No, it's not the Eagles. The Giants game against, I forget who they play. I think I was going to watch that one and maybe track some data. Troy Springs, that's an interesting point you said earlier. Duve, imagine what Kansas City would do with him. Really, really interesting point. I mean, I think we're doing a lot with him. We just want to see more of it, right? June on, totally agree. Totally agree. Hate Thursday night games, but it is nice to go into the weekend half a game up on the division. Absolutely. Just Kalen, what's up, man? Thank you for commenting. That's an interesting point. The Steelers and the Eagles. The Steelers are a unique team because they have some playmakers. I don't know when TJ Watt's coming back, but when he comes back, there'll be a different thing. I'm sure he'll be playing against us this year, right? C Iron, I agree. C Iron. Prochet gets open. He played well the other night. I thought he played well against the Browns. I really do. I thought he played well. Will Hunter, I don't play Madden anymore. The last version of Madden I played was 2007, but the guys in my Discord and Patreon, I think they're going to do a Madden franchise once the season's over. And so I might return to playing Madden. I'll probably get my butt whipped because all I'm going to run is power counter and power play action because that's all I can read. I ain't played Madden in years, so if I throw the ball 30 times, it's bad because I haven't played it. But it's fun stuff. Thursday night games, real dangerous. Yeah, Baltimore, get up. Check out the Linderbaum video with the Debo, thumbnail. It's beautiful stuff, man. When the guy made it and sent it to me, I laughed for 20 minutes. My son was looking at me like, "What is wrong with you?" Because I was just cackling, laughing. Couldn't believe that we tracked Linderbaum as Debo. But man, those guys really did bully. I did a video on Linderbaum, but it was really about the offensive line, just like this video. It really wasn't just about Isaiah Likely and Lamar. It's about the whole group, man. The whole group. Yeah, I will, June on. I'll put a link in there. Absolutely. Just Kalen, man. I don't know what coach runs on the offense. I think he's a spread guy, but I get in 21 and 22 personnel and run the ball because I was a good running back dude on those games. You know what I mean? The last one I played big time was college football 14 or whatever the last version was, 14 or 15. We had we had 12 people in the Oh, that's absolutely what I did, Will. Because I was good with the running backs, like on cutback stuff. We had 12 people in a franchise, not a franchise, dynasty in college football, and some of them was our players. So I'm sure Coach will understand this. Like we had some of our players in the dynasty because we wanted to keep track of them in the off season. Because some of them you can't. You know how it is. Like when the season's over, you kind of lose track of some of your players. So we got them we got certain ones in the dynasty for college football, so we could keep track of them and talk to them every night on Xbox Live. Hopefully, that if that doesn't make sense to you because you've never coached before, that's cool. But Coach knows what I'm saying. You got certain kids you got to keep track of every day, and also we figured if we were on the Xbox Live with them, we knew whether they went to bed at 11 o'clock or whether they tried to stay up because I saw it gives you a notification when that person gets offline. I saw that, C. Blooms. The Bucs coach was pretty mad at the inside linebacker. I thought we were putting that dude in a lot of conflict, though. I'm talking about Devin White. Charles, you said the blocking is bad. Understood, man. Yeah, he was going. One of their coaches was going off on him, and I understand that. But we were putting that dude in a lot of conflict. So it's not like Devin White really has some clear things he could do. We put him in conflict whereby if he did this, then we would counter from that, and he's going to be wrong either way. As you see from some of the plays I showed you, he was like apexed out as an inside linebacker in space, and we either gave it to the running back or Lamar threw it out there. And, I don't think he really had any good options. Our RPO stuff out of bunch is going to be interesting for certain teams because when we throw the ball out there, we got two tight ends blocking. We don't have Prochet and Bateman out there blocking for Robinson or Duvernay. We've got Ricard and Oliver, or we've got Ricard and Andrews if he's healthy, or Likely. I feel like that's an asset. That's an under-mentioned element to this, is that we've got big people out there blocking little people when we throw that screen out to the bunch. That seems advantageous to us. June on, I'll put a link to the Patreon in the description, absolutely. There may be one there already, but I'm not sure. I'm going to try to do one more video today, but I know people watch, a lot of college football. Yeah, Torres, he struggled. I thought he was put in a lot of conflict. Like, I'm an inside linebacker guy, and, me personally, I try to wait to evaluate it until after I really looked at the film. I just felt like White was put in no man's land a lot, and they weren't decisive with him. Like, bring him or let him go play the pass, and let him be that third defender out there to stop the bunch stuff. So that's a mess, Josh. I don't think there should be a Thursday night football, though, Josh. I think it's just, I don't know how to. And if you watched one of my videos earlier this week, I think Thursday night football was a front. It's the point man for their press, the NFL's press. Basically, they they give us Thursday night football every week to complain about, so that we don't complain about the 17-game schedule. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first year where Thursday night football has been almost every week. Is that correct? Or was Thursday night football as consistent last year? I didn't remember. I thought it started later in the season, but I could be wrong. I feel like it's just the thing they put out there every week to allow us to complain constantly instead of focusing on the real issue, which is a 17-game season is not healthy for these guys at all. Especially when one of them games is often going to be on Thursday night football, and there's still only one bye, right? Yeah, I don't bow to nothing. So that's just not the way I was made. But I understand what you're saying, Josh. So I appreciate you guys' time, man. I'll have one more video coming out today, hopefully, before the college football games get going off. Man, June on, who knows, man? Who knows? They look real bad, didn't they? Look real bad. Yolanda, what's up? Thank you for joining. Appreciate it. Yeah, the Bucs looked real tired. So appreciate you guys' time, man. Enjoy your Saturday.